Hey everybody, today I have a LEGO Star Wars set review of the 7748 Corporate Alliance Tank Droid. Now this set was released back in 2009 and it had 216 pieces as well as 4 minifigures included. Back when the set released it would have cost you about $25, but as with a lot of LEGO, the set's price has multiplied over the years. Moving right into the review, we're going to start with the minifigures. Now the first two minifigures we have are two B1 battle droids. Now these are the same that we've been getting forever now in LEGO. And not too much else can be said. They're a good figure, they've worked, and they've continued to work for LEGO for all these years. The other two figures included in the set are two clone jet troopers. Now this set did introduce the jetpack mold for these figures, so that was a big selling point at the time, because they also appeared in that 2008 Clone Wars movie, if you remember the opening scene when they're up in the buildings and they jet trooper down to attack the tri-droids. Now besides that though, if you take those off, you do just have normal clones, and if we're just looking at the clone, everybody pretty much knows how this clone's regarded very highly. It's a very nice trooper, a very classic clone that has very little wrong with it. Now looking at all these guys together, I will say it doesn't really have any wow factor in the minifigures, although the jetpacks do help. This is more of a army building type set, which is pretty nice actually. We don't necessarily get a lot of those outside of battle packs nowadays. Although I will say for 25 bucks it does feel a little weak that we only get two clone troopers, because honestly a lot of people don't count the battle droids as minifigures, so it does feel like you're getting a little stiffed there. But other than that, I think it's an okay lineup. In theory, it's exactly what you want in a Clone Wars set. Clones and droids so you can battle. In the end, I do think the lineup could have been better, as it could have maybe included a clone commander or maybe even just one more clone would have helped it. But I don't think the current lineup is bad. I think it's very serviceable, but it definitely could have been better. Now moving on to the build, we have the tank droid itself. Now this guy's a very solid build, probably one of the better that they've done of it. It's not a very complicated build, but I'd say the main thing that gives it that detailing is the big printed cylinder that covers the main body. It really does wonders for this set's detail and really sets it apart from that later version when they didn't do printing. And when you see the version that doesn't have printing, you really understand how much it actually does for the set. It's a very solid build. It does have a little wiggle though. I wouldn't consider that a bad thing though. It makes it kind of fun because you can kind of drive it over rough terrain and it kind of moves with it. Speaking of driving it though, that's also a really fun part of this set. The chain in the middle moves as you drive the tank, and so that's a really fun play feature. Another play feature they've included is the flick fire missiles. Now these are classic staple to Clone Wars sets, and these ones I think are integrated very nicely actually. So they actually make it look like it's part of the gun, so you can't really, I mean you can tell it's there, but it's like hidden in plain sight. So I think they did a very nice job of integrating those without ruining the set or having to add some big tumor on the side to include them. Overall, it's a very enjoyable build and a really fun playset. Now there is one other small build included in the set, and that's this little catapult for your jet troopers. It's a really fun inclusion and something that LEGO doesn't do really as much nowadays. It's just one of those things that give this set like the extra fun factor. All you'd have to do is set this bad boy up, set on your clone, and just smack the end and he'd go flying in the air, which added another level of playability to this set that already has so much. This is the type of stuff I'd like to see return in LEGO, because even though I'm past the point of, playing around my LEGOs, I think this is something that kids really much enjoyed, and I enjoyed it when I had this set as a kid. It's just one of those fun play features that LEGO seem to kind of have gotten away from in the past few years. Now looking at all this together, back when it released in 2009, for 25 bucks, I do think it was a solid deal. This set just has so much playability that for kids, I think this set would be unmatched. The jet troopers, the catapult, the moving chain on the actual tank, flick fire missiles. It really just all works together to take a kind of small and simple build and make it just an ultimate play set. Now I will say part of me might be biased because I have had this set forever since its original release, and it was one of my childhood sets, so I might be a little biased there, but I still stand by my opinions. Now that I've given you guys my thoughts, now I want to hear you guys. So make sure to let me know down below, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.